Hey guys, so today's Friday and I am working from home again. And, this is just getting worse and getting more worse and getting like more worse, and just worse. So there's 15 companies right now facing bankruptcy. Now, does bankruptcy mean you go out of business? No. Bankruptcy will mean that all your obligations that you have, you now can wipe them out through bankruptcy. But unfortunately, guys, in this pandemic, there's a lot of companies that is going out of business. They're not just filing bankruptcy, they also are going out of business. So some of the companies, and I'm on Yahoo Finance, and some of the companies are Nostrums, Kruger's, Children Place, but the Children Place been already going out of business. Lowe's, they've been already going out of business because of online sales and online marketing. J.C. Penney was already done before the pandemic. Lowe's and AMC, AMC Lowe's was already, AMC Theaters already was failing because now we got Netflix and Amazon streaming. Neiman Marcus, 24-hour fitness. First of all, there's too many gyms. 24 hours fitness, J. Crew, Rite Aid, Walgreens bought out Rite Aid, and people shop online for a lot of things, guys. So a lot of these companies are filing Chapter 11s, but some of them can't because it costs too damn much. And some other companies are Pair One, Modell's been done. Some grocery stores, Lucky Market, Earth Fare, First Food Global Restaurant, True Religion, Bridge Mark, Southern Royalty Company, which is an energy company, an oil company, Neiman Marcus, Best Buy. It's a lot. Mexico, and all of these jobs, right, that are now, well, all these companies that are filing bankruptcy or going out of business, they had to employ people, right? And when you employ people, now you have to give them benefits, and you got to give them sick time, and you got to give them pay time and pay raises, and, all these different things. So if the company don't have money, and the company is running out of money. And see, this is why I tell people, don't just go get a job for the sake of getting a job. Because a lot of companies that you may apply for, guys, may be going out of business or may be struggling just like you. So there's no reason, guys, to now rush to go get a job that just because you got bills to pay. That don't make sense. Because as we have seen, guys, there's over 10 million people that have filed for unemployment, right? And it's because of these businesses that were already struggling. J.C. Penney employed hundreds of thousands of people. They're done. So what happens to those hundreds of thousands of people, guys? They on the unemployment line. Now, unemployment is going to give you money, for 6 months. But what happens after 6 months? What if you don't have savings? What if you don't have a 401k that you can go take out 100 grand from? What if you can't, go find another job? What if you don't have a skill? Right? So this is very unfortunate, guys, in America. But this is also history that we are seeing. This is history. And, I'm telling my kids, I'm telling my students, I'm telling my teammates, listen, this is history. If you ever wanted to make something of yourself, now's the time, right? If you ever wanted to, break generational curses, if you ever wanted to be blessed, now is the time to start blessing yourself. Now is the time to start breaking that generational curse, because this thing is just going to grow, right? This is not going to blow over. Not because Georgia and Michigan or Tennessee said, oh, they're going to open back up. That doesn't mean all the businesses are going to open back up. Again, guys, a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, can't and won't open back up because a lot of them were already struggling. They was already struggling, right? Before Corona, right? Before 2008, they were just hanging on by a string. And now the economy been shut down for 2 months already. It's unfortunate. If you were working at one of those jobs and you were a cook, you were a dishwasher, you were a waiter, you were a cashier, it's over for you. And I feel for the people because they didn't have nothing else in place but this job, right? And I'm glad that this pandemic is happening. I'm glad that history is now repeating itself because this allows people to wake up and see that, damn, I wasn't really doing nothing in my life. All I was doing was living check to check, right? I spoke to a girl the other day and she was saying, oh, I need a business that I can start right now and make at least $1,000 right now. I was like, well, here's the thing. In order for you to get broke, in order for you to be in poverty, in order for you to live check to check, it took 30 years. It took 20 years. It took 10 years. It took 5 years, right? So in order for you to get out your situation, guys, it's going to take years, right? Everybody wants instant gratification, right? So, but nobody really wants to take the time now to learn. And like I said, I feel for the people who are working at the children's place because you don't have a skill set. I feel bad for the people that are working at Nordstrom's. You don't have a skill set. I feel bad for the people working at Neiman Marcus. That's not a skill set. Cashiers is not a skill set. Security guard is not a skill set. Flipping burgers is not a skill set, right? It's not, right? I did a webinar last year and I was talking about how automation alone was going to get rid of 10 million jobs. Coronavirus made it happen faster. I said 3 to 5 years. Coronavirus said, no, this year. They're already working on automation. Companies were already putting billions, guys. They were already putting billions. I have some notes here. Companies were already putting billions of dollars, guys, into 3D printing. They were already putting billions of dollars into automatic tellers, automatic phone services. Google got an automatic phone service right now. Okay. AI, which is automatic artificial intelligence, robotics, and quantum computers. Okay. So they was already putting money into these big companies, right? That got the stimulus pack, that didn't even need the stimulus pack. These companies were already putting money into automation. So they don't need, look at Facebook. Facebook is the largest social media right now. How many employees they got? They don't have thousands and hundreds of thousands. No, they got a small staff because they got automation doing everything else, right? So what happens with the job market and, people, right? What the significance of people starts to shrink in the labor force, right? The need for people shrinks now because now we have computers. Now we have cell phones, guys, that can help us to do everything we need to do. Even a bank teller, guys. Bank tellers is really not a skill, right? Because again, once the Fed come out with the Fed coin and we get to put an app on our phone that talks about now you can deposit your money and you can withdraw, your money, then all you need is an app on your cell phone. And if you don't have update the cell phone, you won't have no banking, right? So some of y'all, that probably was too advanced, but this is what's really happening, guys. So you got to gain a skill set. So while in quarantine, don't say, I'm going to just wait for this to blow over to go look for me an entry-level job. Robotics, AI, 3D printing, quantum computers are taking over those entry-level jobs. The entry-level jobs, you don't need to pay sick time. You don't need to pay overtime. You need to pay vacation time. You don't need to pay a 401k. None of that, guys. You don't need to pay none of that shit to a robot. So companies are like, well, why would I hire a person to pay them all of that? And they got issues. They got problems. They need time off. They need to be paid for vacation. They need health care. Why pay that when I can spend billions once on robotics and hire a few tech guys to be able to manage this stuff and just pay the few tech guys whatever instead of hiring hundreds of thousands of people to do nothing? So again, guys, now the jobs that will be there is going to be great jobs, right? Great jobs is going to pay six figures. But if you don't have the skill to do it, you won't make six figures, okay? Now in America, they're going to start creating, we're going to create our own medicines. We're not going to source from China anymore. So they're going to need people that know how to create medicines, okay? We literally are bringing back some of the jobs to America. Infrastructure. Roads need to be built. Bridges need to be rebuilt. But you got to have a skill to actually do that. To actually run or understand how artificial intelligence work. Then guess what, guys? You got to have a skill for that, right? You got to understand how 3D printing works. Automation, you have to know how to operate these computers. So this is where the good jobs are going. And if you was a cashier your whole life, or if you was a secretary your whole life, you're not equipped for these AI jobs or these 3D printing jobs. So that's why you either go back to school and get a skill set, right? Or go to a trade school and learn one of these skill sets. Because unfortunately, all the unskilled jobs, guys, it's over. There'll probably be like a handful of people that will be lucky enough to keep those unskilled jobs. But tens of millions, of hundreds of millions of jobs and unskilled labor is over. You know, and it's unfortunate, guys, because the amount of people that are applying for unemployment, the government will run out of money. Eventually, the government will run out of money. And then what? What are you going to do? Still depend on the government? And I said this on my Instagram. If you allow your job to feed your family, you also allow your job to starve your family. See, I've been preaching working from home for 7 years. See, people don't listen though. I've been saying just start a business part-time, learn how to sell some products, simple little products. Little simple products that people need anyway. Whether you don't believe in network marketing, whether you don't believe in direct sales, you need to believe in something. I've been saying this for 7 years, guys. Start your own business part-time. So when this shit happens, now you can start cranking up your business. Now you can start working comfortably from home. My daughter was doing her homeschooling. I was doing my emails, right? So me and my daughter, we working together. She asking me, I'm helping her with her homework. I'm asking her little certain things that I may not know. So we're working together now. And it's a lovely thing because me and my baby bonding now. I'm not worried about bills. I'm not stressed out. Not worried about a mortgage payment. I'm not worried about a car payment. I got bread in the bank. I got investments. It's crazy, right? That I put myself in a position to be here. Right? So if you're broke, you put yourself in that position to be broke. Now you have all the opportunity, guys, to put yourself in a better position. Now you have, the opportunity to start learning about automation, start learning about quantum computers, start learning about robotics, start learning about 3D printing. Those are where the good jobs are at. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm going to get a good government job, or I'm going to get a good state job, or I'm going to get a good city job. It's over. That's over. You can start your own private company in cybersecurity and go to the government and get government contracts for your business. There's so many opportunities, guys, even in the midst of uncertainty, even in the midst of, people not having jobs. There's so many opportunities. My check is going up. It's amazing. I'm like, wow. What they talk about, people ain't got money. People got money. Again, guys, at the end of the day, we can continue to go down the same path of praying and wishing. Or we can go down the path and say, you know what? I'm going to have my family have a generational blessing. I'm going to provide generational wealth opportunities for my family. Hey, nobody left me nothing. My mom ain't leave me nothing. My dad ain't leave me nothing. My grandmother ain't leave me nothing. So that doesn't mean I'm going to have to leave my kids nothing. I'm going to make sure my kids got some stocks, some life insurance, some investment somewhere, a house, right? Some real estate, something, right, that I can leave for them. What are you going to leave? So go to cbdhealthoil.net and the webinar of the 21st century.com.